Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place you come to get the essential knowledge from complex sources fast.
That's right.
And this time, we're tackling federal AI optimization use cases. Our mission today, pretty clear, I think. We're going to explore how the federal government, both civilian and defense sides, can actually use these new AI patterns.
And specifically how they can get, well, a lot more efficient.
Exactly. We want to move beyond just ideas and look at real practical examples, see how this AI adoption really matters for redefining how the government works.
And the goal is to help you, our listener, really grasp this quickly and thoroughly.
Yeah, consider this your shortcut. Let's dive right in. No jargon overload, just the core insights on how AI can reshape things.
Okay, so first off, the potential here really jumps out from the document. We're looking at some pretty substantial opportunities for improvement.
Not just small changes, then.
No, definitely not. I think major workflow optimizations, much better service delivery, and importantly, improved mission outcomes. That's across the board, civilian and defense.
Okay, that sounds transformative. The source material definitely suggests we're at a key moment. But to really get a handle on this, what are the actual AI technologies driving this? What should we be thinking about?
Good question. The document sort of breaks it down into four main pillars. First up, you've got large language models, LLMs.
Right, we hear a lot about those.
Yeah, and for good reason. They're incredibly good at, well, understanding and generating human-like text. Think summarizing long documents, translation, answering questions.
Even drafting content.
Exactly, drafting emails, reports, that kind of thing. And what's really developing now is their ability to handle multimodal data. Meaning not just text, but images, audio, video too. So you could have an LLM analyzing satellite photos and news articles together.
Ah, okay. Combining different info sources.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Add retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, to that.
RAG.
Yeah, RAG. It lets the LLM pull in real-time, up-to-the-minute information. So its knowledge isn't static, it's current.
Got it. That makes a huge difference. Okay, so LLMs are pillar one. What's next?
Next is Agentic AI. This is maybe a step towards more autonomy.
How so?
Well, imagine giving an AI system a goal, just in plain English, and it can figure out the steps needed, reason through problems, and actually do the task.
With minimal human input.
That's the idea. Minimal intervention. They can adapt, use other tools like databases or software bots, almost like a digital twin that can take work off an employee's plate.
A digital twin? Interesting concept. Like a digital assistant, but much more capable.
Kinda, yeah. Capable of handling whole processes, potentially.
Okay, now how does this AI stuff relate to the automation the government might already be doing, like a RPA?
That leads us right to the third pillar. AI automation, or you could call it AI-based RPA.
So enhancing robotic process automation.
Exactly. Traditional RPA is great for those repetitive, rules-based tasks, click here, copy this, paste there.
Right.
But when you add AI like computer vision to see documents or natural language processing to understand text, that automation gets much smarter.
Give me an example.
Okay, so instead of just processing a standard digital form, AI-based RPA could maybe read a handwritten application using computer vision.
Oh, okay.
Or understand a citizen's email request, even if it's phrased unusually, and route it correctly using NLP. It handles unstructured data and can make simple decisions.
That vastly expands what you can automate, I'd imagine.
Massively. Potential for huge labor hour savings. It's a real force multiplier, especially if you have talent shortages.
Right. Makes sense. Understanding and adapting, not just repeating. And the last piece.
The fourth one is AI assistants. These are the chatbots and virtual agents that are becoming more common.
Okay, like customer service bots?
Yeah, but powered by more sophisticated NLP, machine learning, and often generative AI now. They can have pretty natural conversations.
And the use case in government.
Well, providing 24/7 information access for citizens is a big one. Answering FAQs, guiding people through processes online.
Freeing up human agents for the complex stuff.
Exactly. And internally, too, helping employees with IT issues, finding policy info quickly, even drafting basic emails or summarizing meetings. Boosting productivity.
So LLMs, Agentic AI, AI-enhanced RPA, and AI assistants, it feels like they could work together, though.
Absolutely. The document really stresses that. The biggest wins often come when you combine them.
Like how?
Okay, picture this. A citizen talks to an AI assistant, which uses an LLM to understand their need. That might trigger an Agentic AI to start a process, which then uses AI-enhanced RPA bots to gather data or fill out forms automatically. End-to-end automation.
That sounds incredibly efficient, but also complex to manage, I bet.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Getting these systems to work together smoothly, that needs serious thought about data, infrastructure, security, governance, all that foundational stuff.
Right. Okay, we've got the tech building blocks. Let's make it concrete. Civilian agencies first. Where are they seeing real efficiency gains?
Well, a major area is just tackling those everyday administrative tasks, the stuff that eats up so much time.
Like paperwork.
Exactly. Drafting documents, emails, scheduling meetings, even summarizing meeting notes automatically. AI assistants and LLMs are being piloted for this.
Any specific examples?
The VA has mentioned exploring generative AI to help admin staff. The idea is to free them up to focus more directly on veterans support.
That makes sense. Less time on admin, more on the mission.
Precisely. Also, things like drafting internal documents faster, analyzing data sets for trends, improving internal help desks. It all adds up.
What about the really data-heavy, maybe tedious tasks? Processing forms, classifying data?
Yeah, that's where the AI-enhanced RPA really shines. GSA has some good examples.
Oh, yeah.
They're using AI to automatically classify IT support tickets coming into service now. Gets them to the right team way faster than someone reading each one.
Okay, smart routing.
And also automatically categorizing huge amounts of government transaction data. Helps them understand spending patterns better. Even classifying PDFs emailed in AI can figure out what they are and sort them, cutting down manual data entry.
Seems small, but I bet that saves a ton of time cumulatively.
It really does.
Yeah.
And you see other things too. Automating data validation, generating standard reports, reading receipts for expense claims, streamlining HR onboarding.
So less grunt work, fewer errors, faster processing.
That's the goal. More accuracy, less time on repetitive stuff.
Okay, admin tasks make sense, but what about the citizen-facing side? That's core to government function.
Absolutely critical. And AI is making inroads there too. Those AI assistants we mentioned, chatbots, virtual agents.
Right.
They offer that support.
Yeah.
Instant answers to common questions, guiding people through confusing online forms, GSA's Curie for IT help, or their OAS Kudos bot for employee questions are examples.
So handling the routine inquiries automatically.
Exactly. And there's this really interesting potential with Agentic AI. The document calls it a kind of digital front desk.
A digital front desk, what does that mean?
Imagine an AI that a citizen interacts with. It understands their request, figures out which agency or form they need, even across different departments.
Wow, navigating the bureaucracy.
Yeah. And it could collect the initial info needed, maybe even kick off the service request, like logging a pothole repair or starting a benefits application.
A single intelligent entry point, that could be huge for citizen experience.
Huge. And we're also seeing things like proactive workflows.
Proactive.
Like an AI identifying you might be due for a benefit renewal and prompting you. Or simplifying applications for things like housing aid by checking documents automatically.
Making it easier to access services you're entitled to.
Right, and making complex government info easier to understand, providing multilingual support faster.
Yeah.
It's all about improving access and efficiency.
But the document also mentions a caution, right? Something about rights.
Yes, that's crucial. The example given relates to past concerns about facial matching technology, like with login.gov. It highlights the absolute need for careful, ethical implementation and considering the impact on individual rights and privacy.
A really important point. Efficiency can't come at the cost of fundamental rights. Okay, so admin, citizen services. What about analyzing all the data the government collects?
Another massive area. AI is great at finding needles in haystacks, like analyzing security logs, huge volumes of data to spot anomalies that might signal a cyber attack. LLMs make searching that data much faster.
Finding threats faster.
And processing unstructured data, too. Think about social worker case notes, public feedback on regulations, meeting transcripts, survey results.
Data that isn't in neat spreadsheet columns.
Exactly. AI can sift through all that to find trends, gauge public sentiment, things that inform better policy or decisions.
Okay. What about predicting things?
Predictive analytics, yeah. GSA uses it to forecast air travel needs, helps them manage resources, or predicting if a government contract is nearing its spending limit.
Preventing overspending.
Right. And when you combine LLMs with real-time data, imagine emergency response. And AI tracking events as they unfold, helping allocate resources on the fly. Even the Library of Congress is using AI to speed up cataloging its collections.
Just accelerating the ability to understand and use information. Fascinating. Does AI help with actually making policy or ensuring compliance?
It can, yes. Think about navigating complex regulations. An LLM or an agentic AI could help an analyst quickly find specific details in, say, thousands of pages of import rules, using that array technique we talked about.
Asking a question in plain English and getting the precise rule.
That's the potential. And AI automation for compliance checks. GSA has a tool that reviews IT procurement documents to make sure they include required security clauses.
Automating the checklist stuff.
Yeah, or their CALI tool helps evaluate vendor proposals against set criteria. It supports consistency. Beyond that, AI could help monitor policy implementation, generate routine agency reports, maybe even model the likely impact of policy changes.
It really seems to touch almost every aspect of civilian agency work, improving internal stuff, external services, data use, policy.
The potential is definitely broad.
Yeah, with DoD, the focus shifts heavily towards operational capability, readiness, and maintaining a strategic edge. Logistics is a huge one. Military supply chains must be incredibly complex.
Immense.
Oh.
So the Defense Logistics Agency, DLA, is using AI and machine learning for predictive analytics, forecasting demand for parts and supplies more accurately.
So they have the right stuff in the right place.
Exactly. Identifying potential bottlenecks in the supply chain, optimizing how much inventory they hold to reduce waste but ensure availability. It also helps them assess supplier risk, flagging unreliable vendors, potential counterfeit parts, or price gouging.
Managing risk in that massive chain makes sense. Any automation.
Oh, yes. AI-based automation and RPA are used for things like contract closeouts, ensuring hazardous materials are packaged correctly according to regulations, tedious but critical tasks. Even things like using AI to reconcile inventory records with warehouse data automatically, improving financial accuracy. And the CDAO, the Chief Digital and AI Office.
Yeah.
They're working on fusing logistics data with intelligence data. So you get a better picture of how supportable an operation is or how to recover if the supply chain gets disrupted. Plus, apps for better situational awareness of global logistics, tracking specific critical supplies.
Visibility and prediction seem key in DoD logistics. Okay, beyond moving stuff around, what about intelligence analysis? That seems like a prime area for AI.
Absolutely vital. The sheer volume of data DoD collects is staggering. Text reports, imagery, video, sensor data from everywhere.
Overload, I imagine.
Totally. So AI, particularly LLMs and agentic systems, are crucial for integrating and analyzing all that, finding threats faster, building a clearer picture of what's happening, improving situational awareness for commanders.
Project Maven was an early example of this, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Uh-huh.
A well-known example of using AI for analyzing aerial imagery. And DoD uses commercial AI platforms too, ones designed to fuse data from different domains, air, land, sea, space, cyber, to find connections humans might miss.
Connecting the dots across domains.
Right. And AI is also speeding up data processing right at the edge where troops are operating. Things like reprogramming electronic warfare systems quickly based on new threats, or faster operational planning like for the F-35 program.
Getting intelligence insights faster where it matters most.
Exactly. We're even seeing things like generative AI being used to model hypersonic missile flight for the Missile Defense Agency, or using natural language queries to search flight test data. And AML is speeding up security clearance background checks too.
So AI as an indispensable tool for making sense of the complex security landscape. What about keeping equipment ready to go? Maintenance.
Predictive maintenance is a really big application. The Air Force's Pandaea system, for instance.
Pandaea.
Yeah, it monitors data from sensors on thousands of planes to predict when parts might fail before they actually do.
So you fix it proactively, less downtime.
Precisely. Huge impact on aircraft readiness. They're also using AI with sensors and drones to monitor infrastructure, like fuel depots, spotting problems early, even using AI to help ensure rocket launches are reliable.
Keeping multi-million-dollar assets working reliably seems like a no-brainer for efficiency. What about cybersecurity within DoD?
Another critical front. They're developing specialized LLMs just for cybersecurity pros, helping them find vulnerabilities or model potential attacks.
AI helping the defenders?
And also watching the networks. Analyzing security logs in real time with AI to detect anomalies, signs of an attack. Using AI and machine learning to spot attacks on crucial systems like GPS, what they call PNT, positioning, navigation, and timing.
Protecting critical navigation and timing data.
Absolutely. And RPA is a force multiplier here too, automating routine security tasks to free up those highly skilled cyber defenders who are always in short supply.
Makes sense. Okay, we've covered logistics, intel, maintenance, cyber. What about personnel, training, managing talent?
AI is playing a role there too. Personalized training is one area AI identifying where someone needs help, and tailoring the learning path.
Adaptive learning.
Right. And AI platforms to better match reservist or guard member skills to specific DoD projects or needs, like the Giggle concept.
Matching skills to needs more effectively.
Yeah. Plus, AI assistance in training simulations for more realism. Even optimizing staff in the Marine Corps has an app using AI to help with personnel assignments.
Okay, one more major area, command and control, C2. That seems central to military operations.
Absolutely. AI is seen as key to accelerating the whole decision-making cycle for commanders, getting them a better, faster operational picture.
How?
Well, generative AI LLMs, Agentic AI, is being explored to help rapidly develop potential courses of action in a crisis. AI software is used for physical security, like base defense,
Protecting facilities.
and creating those common operating pictures dashboards showing what's happening across multiple areas. Automated alerts for risks, say, in that global logistics chain we talked about.
Bringing all the info together.
Yeah, and CDAO initiatives like CJDC2 and GIDE are all about integrating data across services and domains specifically for better, faster C2 decisions. Think AI-powered dashboards giving commanders exactly the insights they need when they need them.
It really paints a picture of AI becoming deeply embedded in almost every facet of DoD operations, focused on mission success.
Very much so. And the document notes their focus on partnering with industry DIU, trade wins, SBR programs to bring in innovation, but also the really strong emphasis on responsible AI or ag AI.
Right, you mentioned that. Why is that so prominent in DoD?
Well, given the stakes, literally life and death,
Mm-hmm.
in many cases they have very clear strategies and ethical principles. Things like ensuring human control, minimizing bias, making sure systems are transparent and reliable. It's non-negotiable for them.
That makes complete sense. So looking across both civilian and defense, the potential for AI-driven efficiency is huge. Admin, services, data, policy, logistics, intel, readiness, cyber, C2.
It touches pretty much everything.
But the report isn't just optimistic, right? It flags some serious challenges. What are the big hurdles the government needs to clear?
Yeah, realizing this potential isn't automatic. The document points to several key foundational issues. Top of the list is probably data.
Data governance.
Yeah, data quality, access security. AI needs good data, and agencies often have data stuck in silos. It's inconsistent, hard to access securely.
Garbage in, garbage out, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah. Then there's the IT infrastructure itself. A lot of these AI tools need serious computing power. Modern, scalable, secure platforms. Legacy systems can be a real barrier.
Needs the right plumbing to work.
Exactly. And then, absolutely critical, security, risk management, and ethics.
We touched on ethics with RAI.
Right. Making sure these systems are safe from cyber threats, managing the risks they might introduce, ensuring they're used ethically, fairly, without bias, and always with appropriate human oversight, especially with sensitive data or critical decisions.
Non-negotiable, as you said. What else?
The workforce is a big one. Getting people with the right AI skills into government and training the existing workforce to use these tools effectively and understand the basics, the ethics involved. Change management is key.
Upskilling and reskilling.
And finally, policy and procurement. Government processes for buying technology can be slow and rigid. They might need adapting to acquire cutting-edge AI more effectively.
So technology, data, people, policy. It's a whole ecosystem that needs attention.
That's a good way to put it. It requires a coordinated effort. The report has recommendations, of course.
Like?
Prioritizing those foundations, data, infrastructure, taking a strategic, not scattershot approach, empowering chief AI officers, streamlining procurement, really operationalizing responsible AI principles, investing heavily in the workforce, and fostering better collaboration between government and industry.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. We've seen AI's potential to boost efficiency across the federal government is immense. From civilian agencies, streamlining admin and citizen services, using data better, supporting policy.
Right, to DoD revolutionizing logistics, intelligence maintenance, cyber, training, command and control.
But realizing that potential hinges on tackling some really fundamental challenges.
Absolutely. Yeah. Data governance, modern infrastructure, robust security, clear ethical guidelines, and crucially, workforce development and adaptation. Those are the keys to unlocking this successfully and responsibly.
It's definitely an ongoing journey, not a destination. Requires constant learning and collaboration.
Couldn't agree more. Continuous effort is needed.
Which brings us to our final thought for you listening today. We've talked about the huge possibilities and the real complexities of AI in the federal government. So the question is, How can we, as citizens, as people in the tech community, as engaged individuals, contribute to making sure this integration happens responsibly and effectively so it truly benefits everyone?
That's the key question to ponder.
We really encourage you to check out the source document linked in our notes and keep exploring the areas that caught your interest. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.